And a very pleasant good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. For the second time this week, coming to you live from the campus of Hidden Valley High School at the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex as the Hornets get ready to take on the Hidden Valley Mustangs. Glad to be with you. My name is Josh Eldridge. A Skyline Conference battle lays ahead. The Hornets picked up Game 1 of this series back on Tuesday to the tune of a 13-2 win. Although, frankly, that game was a lot closer than the final score would give you credit for. It was 3-2 heading into the top of the sixth inning, where the Hornets exploded for 6 runs. They would add 4 more in the seventh and hold on to win 13-2. We'll talk a little bit about that game as well as the other parts of the season that these two teams have built up to compete for the top of the Skyline Conference. Of course, we'll also let you meet the starting lineups and get ready for first pitch, which is scheduled for just about 10 minutes. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Josh Eldridge back with you from Hidden Valley High School as we get ready for Henley Baseball this afternoon. Henley coming into today's game with a record of 15-1. They're 7-0 in league play. Hidden Valley 10-4. They are 4-1 in conference play. These are the top two teams in the Skyline Conference. After those two, Phoenix, Mazama, and Klamath Union each have 1 wins. Klamath Union and Mazama's win is both against Phoenix. Mazama picked up a win back on Tuesday Thursday. Klamath Union did the same to the Pirates back on Saturday. And it's kind of interesting, the race for the different spots in the conference. Obviously, really the top of the conference is going to be decided between Henley and Hidden Valley. The Hornets took game 1 of the series back on Tuesday to the tune of 13-2. And of course, again, they're rematching today. But the third place race in the conference may prove to be the more dramatic one, because the Skyline Conference gets 3 bids into the postseason. Now, the top 2 get automatic bids into the 16-team playoff. And again, Henley and Hidden Valley battling it out for those spots, but likely going to claim those top 2 positions. But between Phoenix, Mazama, and Klamath Union, one of those teams will have an opportunity to play in to the 16-team bracket. Now, again, last year it was Klamath Union, and it was mostly done because Mazama had to forfeit most games due to a roster issue. But Klamath Union was able to make the postseason last year for the first time in quite a long time. And again, that race between those 3 teams as we approach the halfway point in the season could prove to be the most interesting, because frankly, Henley has separated themselves from the pack, at least in the overall records. They stand at 15-1, Hidden Valley 10-4, Phoenix 5-10, Mazama 2-11. Klamath Union 2-12. They're also number 1 in the state and have the most wins in the 4A classification. Next best would be North Marion with 12 wins, although they're ranked 4th. In between them, Scappoose and the Dalles. Pendleton is number 5. Junction City is 6. Crook County is 7. Marist is number 8. North Bend is 9. And Philomath is number 10. Now, Henley's already grabbed wins against a handful of those schools that I just mentioned. They have defeated Philomath. They've also defeated Crook County. Now, Hidden Valley also has a couple of pretty convincing wins. They've defeated Scappoose. They did that right here on this field back on Saturday. They defeated the Indians 5-4 and 7-4 before losing Tuesday's game with Henley. They had won 6 straight contests. Now, of course, they're looking to get back into the groove that they found themselves in on Tuesday. Again, it was a 3-2 game going into the top of the 6th inning, where then Hidden Valley pitchers allowed 7 unearned base runners for Henley. It was a walk, error, hit by pitch, walk, plated a few more runs for Henley than Hidden Valley would have liked. And then the Hornets, of course, tacked on more runs in the 7th to secure the victory. Now we find themselves back here today in the Rogue Valley, hoping to steal another one from the Mustangs of Hidden Valley. We're going to take another break here on the pregame show. And when we come back, we should be just about ready to introduce you to this afternoon's starting lineups and maybe take a look around the rest of the conference and state for a handful of other games going on today and coming up this weekend. Your coverage of Henley baseball continues next on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
This was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Just a few minutes away from first pitch this afternoon between the Hornets and the Mustangs. Right now, the head coaches are meeting, trading lineups with each other. Head coach Justin Spinner in his second season with the Mustangs. Joe Tacchini, as many as well for Henley. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups that the fellas down there are discussing, and we'll start with the visiting Henley Hornets. Leading off and in center field for Henley is Peyton Price. Batting second and catching is Connor Shively. Aiden Hayes bats third at shortstop, followed by the cleanup hitter and pitcher today, Mark Carpenter. Owen Harper will bat fifth and play first base this afternoon. Batting sixth, Max Price at third. Lane Frank in right field will bat seventh for the Hornets today, followed by Bo Pyle at second, and Luke Austin in left field rounds out the Henley order. They're going to be going up against Jack Matthew on the mound for Hidden Valley. We'll take a deeper look at him once we see him out there on the mound, but let's go ahead and meet the starting lineup for the Hidden Valley Mustangs today. Leading off and at shortstop is Wiley Mendez. The second baseman, Elijah Zauer, bats second, followed by the pitcher, Jack Matthew. Caden Kunert bats cleanup today in left field. Brock Lewis, the third baseman, hits fifth. Batting sixth is Connor Graham in right field. Mauricio Mendez at first base is hitting seventh today. Ethan Carlisle, the designated hitter, will bat eighth, and Mason Klipfel, the center fielder for Hidden Valley, will bat ninth. On the mound, like I mentioned earlier, is Mark Carpenter. We'll take a deeper look at him once he takes the field, but Hidden Valley today in their orange uniforms, Henley in their yellow uniforms, each team with white pants, and I got to say, I do like the orange look for Hidden Valley with the word Mustangs written across the front of those jerseys. And get you a look at the field. An all-turf surface here at Hidden Valley High School, installed a few years ago. I believe this is the fifth season that they've played on this all-turf surface. As we are just a couple of minutes away from baseball today. Thank you for being with us again. The second meeting this week between the Hornets and the Mustangs. After today, Henley has a few days off before they'll return to Kiger Stadium on Tuesday to play Klamath Union. That'll sort of kick off the second half of league play. Take a look at Matthew on the mound. He is the left-hander for Hidden Valley, and we'll get you a couple stats on him. Getting ready to step in is Peyton Price. First pitch to Price is going to be swung on and missed for the first strike. Game time today scheduled for 5 o'clock. First pitch actually at 5:01. A warmer day than it was back on Tuesday. About 71 degrees at first pitch. The 0-1 taken in the zone for 0-2. Now taking a look at Matthew on the season. Matthew has worked 35 innings. He's 5-2 on the mound this year as a foul ball there by Hayes. Matthew will fire in ball one there against Hayes. A ball and 2 strikes. And a two-seam fastball. That two-seamer from the left-hander going to run away from the right-handed batters of Henley today. As Hayes doing a nice job there of Price doing a nice job there of fighting it off. Price back on Tuesday was 0 for 3 at the plate, but he did score a few runs because he walked 3 times. Now, even in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch will miss. And after being down in the count 0-2, Peyton Price working the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, the leadoff hitter for Henley today. Pitch from the left-handed throwing Matthew is flared foul, so we'll do it again. Our vantage point here at Hidden Valley, facing almost directly north towards the rolling hills in the Rogue Valley, the town of Grants Pass, Oregon, just over that way by a few miles. The full count pitch home is taken outside. A fantastic walk worked there by Peyton Price will bring up Connor Shively. It was free passes that really killed Hidden Valley back on Tuesday. I mentioned it in the pregame coverage that 7 unearned base runners plated 6 runs for Henley in the 6th inning. And they're going to lead things off with a walk. That'll bring up Connor Shively. Pitch to Shively. He's showing bunt, but the pitch will miss high. 1-0 to the Henley sophomore. Now, for Shively on Tuesday, an extraordinary game. Only 1 for 4 at the plate, but credit him with 5 RBI. He led his team in that number back on Tuesday. A throw over to first, and back safely is Price. We'll go around the diamond for you on the Hidden Valley defense in just a moment, but right now the middle infield playing at double play depth, and Lewis playing in on the grass, trying to defend the bunt, which Shively bunted foul there. So the count now a ball and a strike to the left-handed hitting Shively. Been used to seeing right-handed pitching this season. I can't really think of maybe one other left-hander he's seen in league play this year. I think this might be the first one. Pitch, Shively showing bunt again, pulls back in time on the elevated fastball, 2-1, the count to Shively. Just getting things started today at Hidden Valley High School. Left-hander Matthew comes set, checks the runner, and is going to make another move over there. He's real worried about Peyton Price. That's the 3rd time he's checked over. But warranted. Peyton Price got 3 stolen bases on the season, and it's not for lack of trying. As a bunt laid down the line, foul. And 2-2. The count now to Shively. Still nobody out and a runner on first. Scoreless ball game in the top of the 1st. The pitch home is a beautiful curveball that found the zone for strike 3. Down looking is Shively, and Aiden Hayes will step to the box now. Hayes on Tuesday, 1 for 4, 3 RBI. A couple of those on a double. That was in that 5th inning for Henley. First pitch to Hayes. It's going to be taken high for a ball. 1-0. Mark Carpenter waits on deck. Another curveball from Matthews. Started away from the right-hander, but then broke back over the plate. A ball and a strike to Hayes. Throw over to first. It's close, but back safely is Peyton Price out there. And swing and a miss on the throw to the plate, but now swiping second is Price, and he is in there safely. A good jump there. It was a swinging strike, so 1-2 at the plate to Hayes. But Price is now aboard at second. Hayes this season, a .396 hitter. He's got 20 RBI. He's second on the team. Now bats with a runner in scoring position. Matthew comes set. Here's a pitch. Ground ball back towards the pitcher. Off the glove of Matthew. Rolls out to the shortstop Mendez, who picks up and fires to first in time. But on the ground out, Price advances to third, and that'll bring up Mark Carpenter. Carpenter went 1 for 4 with an RBI on Tuesday. First pitch to Carpenter will miss outside. 1-0. Carpenter this season, I mentioned he leads his team in RBI, 29 on the year, batting .420 at the plate. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. That will find the outside part of the zone. 1-1 to Carpenter. This season with runners in scoring position, Carpenter the second best hitter on the team, batting .421. So conference on the mound, that'll be between Law, the catcher, and the pitcher Matthew. Let's take a moment to meet the rest of the defense for Hidden Valley. Brock Lewis at third, Mendez at short, Elijah Zauer at second, and Mauricio Mendez at first. Cunard in left, Mason Klipfel in center, and Connor Graham in right. Your starting defense for the Hidden Valley Mustangs. We're ready to go back with a 1-1 count to Mark Carpenter. A pitch fouled back, a ball and 2 strikes to Carpenter. Carpenter has a good 2-strike approach. He doesn't really get outside of himself at the plate. See what he looks for here. He's got to defend the plate. A 2-strike count. The pitch. That one will miss high. 2-2 to Carpenter. Third baseman Lewis playing close to the third base bag, wanting to stay by Price. But the shortstop Mendez has quite a bit of range out there at short, so wouldn't think a ground ball to the left side would do too much damage. A big curveball. Carpenter fought that one off. A nice job there, waiting for the fastball, adjusting to the curveball, and it's a big bending breaking ball from the left-hander Matthew. Even only seeing it be 4 times here in this first inning, you can already tell it's got maybe some of the most break on it I've seen out of the rest of the conference pitchers that Henley has seen at the plate this season. Matthew looks in and gathers the sign from Law. He sets up outside. The pitch in is again fouled off. Carpenter putting up a good battle at the plate. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner aboard at third in the top of the first. Still scoreless between the top 2 teams in the Skyline Conference. Set is Matthew. The delivery fought off, foul again. Putting together good at-bats, one of the things that can really keep you in ball games, and especially you talk about late, you start to see a lot of pitches. They become more hittable as the game goes on. Here's the pitch to Carpenter again. That's going to be taken now. The count runs full. 3-2 to Carpenter. On deck is Owen Harper. Matthew checks the runner at third. It's Price. Now comes set and delivers. That one, a curveball, will break out of the zone, and a 2-out walk puts runners at the corners for Owen Harper. Harper this season batting .171. On Tuesday, Harper was 0 for 3. He struck out twice. He did walk twice as well. So he's been able to work himself on base, but he's going to call time before the first pitch. Now step back into the right-handed batter's box. Matthew checks the runner and delivers. Harper swings and misses at a pitch that looked like it might have bounced in the turf. 0-1 to Harper. Harper awaits the 0-1. It's a move over to first. Back safely is Carpenter. Matthews set. The pitch, a two-seamer, in on the hands at first. It broke back over the plate, but an elevated fastball misses high. And a 1-1 count now to Owen Harper. Looks down, gathers the sign from Sean Teeters, the assistant coach and third base coach for Henley. See if anything's on here. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Harper a little bit underneath that fastball. A ball and 2 strikes now to the Henley first baseman. On deck is Max Price, hoping for an opportunity this half. Matthews set. Finds the pitch, but instead a move over to first. Carpenter breaks for second, and they're going to allow him to slide in safely for fear of Price scoring. So Carpenter swiping second base in kind of an odd fashion, but now 2 runners in scoring position for Owen Harper. Harper this season, 4 RBI among Henley starters. That's the fewest, but a great opportunity here in the first inning. Put a ball in play. Curveball bouncing towards third and foul. So still 1-2 to Owen Harper. Decent lead off a second by Carpenter. His secondary gets him about halfway down the baseline as that pitch misses high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Owen Harper. Matthew checks Price at third, now delivers. Curveball in on the hands and fought off by Harper. Might have committed to that pitch a bit early, but he was able to recollect and fight it off his hands and stay alive in this at-bat. They're really making Matthew throw a lot of pitches here in this top of the first inning. Peyton Price walked after working the count full. Carpenter walked after working the count full. Threw a handful of pitches to Shively to get the strikeout. Even Aiden Hayes saw quite a few pitches. And another foul ball there for Owen Harper. Carpenter taking his large lead off a second. Matthew not really concerned with him. He can't quite go anywhere, but that pitch into Harper, and again the count runs full. 3-2. A nice job there by Law to stay in front of it, but it was in the turf. First base is open. A walk doesn't necessarily hurt Matthew immediately, but again, Max Price waits on deck. Set and the pitch. Harper again fights another one off, and we'll do it again, 3-2. Here's the 11th pitch of the at-bat, and it's a swing and a miss to Owen Harper. And down on strikes. The Hornets strand 2 in the inning, no base hits. We go to the bottom of the first, still scoreless on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Bottom of the first inning ahead as Henley baseball continues against the Hidden Valley Mustangs. Now, as we get ready for the bottom of the first, Henley takes the field, and on the mound for the Hornets is going to be Mark Carpenter. This season for Carpenter on the mound has been a stellar one, dare I say a great one for Carpenter. 22 2/3 innings pitched. This will be his 4th start of the season, 9th overall appearance. He's 2-0, but the metric that jumps out to you obviously is the ERA. .309, the lowest on the team by a huge margin. He's also allowing less than 1 runner on base per inning, a whip of .70. He has been just frankly incredible this season. Opponents batting against Carpenter, get this, batting against Carpenter, .083. He has just been untouchable this season, and he's going up against the Hidden Valley lineup who struggled to hit the ball on Tuesday. All day, only 6 hits for Hidden Valley. That's a decent day, but they couldn't convert it into too many runs, and leading off for them is going to be Wiley Mendez. Carpenter, a right-hander, ready to fire the first pitch. He does work quickly on the mound, too. First pitch misses inside, a two-seamer running back towards the right-handed hitting Mendez, 1-0. Mendez this season at the top of the order for Hidden Valley, batting .370. Here's the pitch. That's going to also miss high and tight, 2-0. Mendez on Tuesday was 0 for 2 at the plate. Here's the 2-0 from Carpenter. That one will miss inside. He's gone with that inside two-seam fastball 3 times and missed inside each time his Carpenter. See what he comes with now on the 3-0. As Mendez awaits. And that one will find the zone, 3-1, as Carpenter tries to work his way back into this at-bat. The 3-1 from Carpenter. That one will miss high. A 5-pitch walk. Hidden Valley boarded first base. It brings up Elijah Zauer. Zauer on Tuesday was 1 for 3. He singled in the 6th inning, otherwise struck out and flew out on Tuesday. On the season for Zauer, batting .325. Batting with a runner aboard at first and nobody out in the bottom of the first. Showing bunt, pops it up, playable, and caught in foul territory by Harper. That will be the first out in this inning. Brings up Jack Matthew, starting pitcher for Hidden Valley, batting 3rd in the order. Looking to spark a potential rally out here this season for Matthew. He is second best hitter on the team, hitting .390. Throw over to first. Now Carpenter actually just steps off. Matthew does have the second most at-bats on the team as well. Not one to walk all that much, but he does get on base to the tune of 53%. A swinging strike 1 to Matthew. Carpenter out of the stretch. That pitch into Matthew will miss high. He was 0 for 2 on Tuesday, but now even in the counted 1 with Carpenter. Looks down to Coach Spinner of Hidden Valley in his 2nd season. Gathers the sign from the third base coach. Carpenter set. The pitch down is going to miss high again. 2-1. The count from Carpenter. On deck, Caden Coonert will get you the Henley starting defense after this at-bat from Matthew. Carpenter set. Here's the pitch. That one will find the inner third of the plate and be called strike 2. Another dose of that two-seam fastball. Modest lead off of first from Mendez, maybe leaning a bit towards second as Carpenter comes set. The pitch. Flared foul out of play behind first base, back towards the campus at Hidden Valley High School, opening in 1977, along with two other sister schools in Josephine County, North Valley High School, Illinois Valley High School. The 2-2. And taking off for second is Mendez. He took off before Carpenter even started his motion and got in there easily. The pitch to the plate was called a ball, so now it's a full count with a runner aboard at second as Mendez got a fantastic jump from first. The pitch in the dirt, and another walk as Matthew aboard now. Puts runners at first and second with one away, bringing up Caden Kunert. Kunert this season is batting .417. It looks like we've got a runner coming in for the pitcher Matthew as well. That'll be Hidden Valley's number 10, Hunter Gillette, a junior, on the base paths for Matthew. So Gillette at first, Mendez at second. One away in the bottom of the first for the cleanup hitter Caden Kunert, the lefty for Hidden Valley. Carpenter set. And the pitch. That one in the dirt. Nice job there by Shively to stay in front of it. Connor Shively, the catcher for Henley. Max Price, the third baseman. Aiden Hayes plays short. Bo Pyle at second with Owen Harper at first. We'll get you the outfield after the 1-0 pitch. Here it is from Carpenter. That one will miss outside, 2-0. In left field for Henley, it's Luke Austin, Peyton Price in center, and Lane Frank in right. Carpenter set with the 2-0, looking in, fires in an inside fastball. Ooh, cold, a strike. And caused Kunert to spin out of the way of that one, although he does get pretty close to the plate in the box, so still in the zone, even if it feels inside. Shively setting up outside for the 2-1. Here's the pitch from Carpenter. That one is lined right back through the middle and into center field. Rounding third and headed for home is Mendez. The throw is cut off. And a run scores. Mendez in on the RBI single from Kunert. That moves Gillette to second, and Hidden Valley leads 1-0. Brock Lewis to bat now. Brock batting .371 this year. Right-handed third baseman for Hidden Valley. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, skips away from Shively, and everyone's going to advance a station. Gillette to third, Kunert to second, and now two runners in scoring position for Brock Lewis. Hidden Valley up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Outfield for Henley, shaded deep to the left for Lewis, primarily a pull hitter. Only two base hits all season to the opposite field. Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball towards third, skips past Price into left field. Gillette will score, and they're going to hold Kunert at third. Hidden Valley leading 2-0 after an RBI single from Brock Lewis. That brings up Connor Graham. Connor Graham had a productive Tuesday for Hidden Valley, was probably their best showing. He was 3 for 3 and scored 2 runs. Now bats with runners at the corners and 1 out. His team already up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. First pitch will miss low, 1-0. Carpenter having to work himself out of a jam. Hasn't been put in this position all that many times this season. See how he keeps his composure. Here's the 1-0. That one will find the zone. A ball and a strike. Now, talk about this season for Carpenter. Yeah, he hasn't been put in this position that many times, but the Henley Junior has played a lot of baseball. Of course, I first saw Carpenter his freshman year was a starting pitcher as a freshman for Henley and went on to pitch for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Came back through his sophomore season, again worked out with the Falcons over the summer, and now returns and continues to improve as it's a 1-2 count to Connor Graham. But Hidden Valley seeing the ball well early. A couple of base hits and 2 RBIs. One for Kunert, one for Lewis. It's Kunert at third, Lewis at first. And a 1-2 count at the plate to Connor Graham. Shively sets up outside. And here's the pitch. A curveball, weakly hit foul. And so we'll do it again, 1-2. On deck, Mauricio Mendez. Carpenter gathers the sign from Shively and comes set. Here's the pitch. That is in the dirt. Shively keeps it in front of him. 2-2. The count to Graham. Carpenter set once more. And the 2-2 on its way. Popped, maybe playable behind first base, but it's in fact out of play. And we'll do it again, 2-2. Still only one away. It was a pop out from Zauer as the second at bat in this inning. Since then, a walk and a couple of base hits for Hidden Valley. Here's Carpenter, the 2-2. In the dirt, blocked by Shively, so no one's moving, but a full count pitch on the way as that one ran the count 3-2. Middle infield, Pyle and Hayes looking to turn 2. Really anyone trying to turn 2 here as there's no force at home. And taking off for second is Lewis. And turnaround throw to try to get him. Now they've got Lewis in a rundown. Leading off third is Kunert. And Hidden Valley had something working there on the base path. They were trying to bait Henley into an error, but the Hornets played that well. Everyone stays put, and still a full count pitch to Connor Graham. As the goal there is to steal Lewis early, have them throw down, catch him off guard, so that way the runner from third can score. But Henley aware of the situation. It's what makes a good baseball team, and Henley #1 in the state. Full count pitch on the way to Graham. Here it is from Carpenter. Swinging, strike 3. A big K there for Mark Carpenter. Makes it 2 outs in the first, bringing up Mauricio Mendez. Mauricio Mendez this season batting .316, 7 RBI for him on the season. Here's the first pitch from Carpenter. Bouncing ball towards third, charging it as Price. Across the diamond, and it's in time for the third out. But the Mustangs score 2 on 2 base hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 2-0. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Max Price, Lane Frank, Bo Pyle, the 3 due up this half for Henley as they trail 2-0 in the top of the second. First pitch called a strike to Price. It's 6, 7, 8 in the Henley order. That pitch will miss wide, 1-0. The count to Max Price. This season for Price, batting .244. He's seen his average dip a little bit getting into league play. The 1-1 taken for a strike. 1-2. Working quickly is Matthew. A curveball had Price guessing. He goes down swinging for the first out of this second inning. 3 strikeouts already for Matthew, and that will bring up Lane Frank. First pitch to Frank. A curveball starting out of the zone, breaking back in. 0-1. It seems like Matthew has hit the same location with that curveball a few times now. And another one, that one again, about middle of the zone away to the right-handed hitting Frank. 0-2. Henley seems to be waiting for the fastball. Matthew not giving it to him this first time through the order. Another curveball, and Frank fights that one off. 0-2. Matthew from the windup. Here's the 0-2 to Frank. Elevated fastball, 1-2. A good pitch considering you go off speed, low and away, kind of middle of the zone away, and then you elevate the fastball there to try to get Frank chasing. He could really go anywhere on the 1-2. He chooses curveball, and that's wrapped into left field for a base hit. 1 out single for Lane Frank brings up Bo Pyle. Pyle this season batting .372. And on Tuesday for Pyle, he was 3 for 4 at the plate. He also scored a run. Thrower to first, Frank back safely. Luke Austin waits on deck for Henley. Here's the pitch. Misses wide. 1-0 the count to Pyle. $11 RBIs for Pyle this season. Throw back down after the pitch. Frank dives back safely. It's a 1-1 count, though, to Pyle. That one a nice hard fastball right down Main Street from Jack Matthew, taken for strike 2. Might not get a better pitch than that to hit this at-bat for Pyle. He's going to have to battle up there with 2 strikes. Matthews set, move over to first, and they got Frank. Oh! And Coach Spinner hopping out of the dugout so fast for that. Frank was leaning towards second and got back safely, according to the umpire, away from first base. Boy, oh boy, that was close. I think all the Hidden Valley fans thought that Frank was out, and the Henley fans probably aren't thinking much other than we might have gotten away with one. And Spinner still conversing out there on the base paths. And so they're going to talk about it. I think the base umpire wants to come in and talk about it with the home plate umpire. Although, frankly, the home plate umpire had a better view of it than the base umpire did. So we'll see. I honestly don't even know if Frank got back to first base in his initial dive. And that would have been visible by seeing just some daylight between his hand and the base. Nope. They're going to say he's safe. So after all that, Frank receives a gift at first, and it's still a 1-2 count to Bo Pyle at the plate. Matthews set. The throw home. Curveball, got him looking, piled down on strikes for the second out. And that will bring up Luke Austin. Austin, the leading hitter for Henley this season, our second leading hitter rather, hitting .471. Again, they try to backpick Frank at first and back safely, although Frank looked like he almost ran through the bag trying to get back to first, but kept his back foot on the base to do it. It's an 0-1 count to Austin at the plate. The pitch home. Austin fouls one straight back, 0-2. Top of the order, Peyton Price is up next for Henley. Matthews set. And the home plate umpire having a conversation with one of the Hidden Valley coaches. The count 1-1. Okay. So it looked like they were both called strikes, but one of them was outside. So it's a 1-1 count. The pitch. That's in the dirt. 2-1. Small lead off of first from Frank. The throw home is going to miss wide. 3-1, the count to Austin. And Law, the catcher, turning around asking, where exactly did that miss? I think the umpire probably signified it missed low. The 3-1 will actually be a move over to first. Frank back safely. Matthew delivers home. And that is ball 4 taken low, so Frank advances to second. Austin now aboard at first, and that will bring up the top of the order in Peyton Price. Price with an RBI opportunity. Doesn't have many of those opportunities this season, but when he's given it, he converts. 11 runs batted in this season for Price. Here's the first pitch to him. It is hit into the air to center field. Clip fell in a few steps underneath it, and he will make the catch for the third out. One base hit in the inning for Henley. They strand 2. They trail 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the second inning ahead and due up for Hidden Valley. 8-9-1 in the order. That's Ethan Carlisle, Mason Klipfel, and Wiley Mendez. Carpenter working into his second inning. A bit of a shaky first. Hidden Valley plated 2 runs, a couple of base hits for him in that inning. Carpenter looking for a shutdown frame here. We'll see how he fares against the bottom of the Mustangs order. And have an opportunity to look at Carlisle this season at the plate, batting .407. He is the second leading hitter for Hidden Valley this year. First task for the right-hander Carpenter here in the second inning. The pitch is taken for strike 1. 0-1. Carpenter, it's important for him to get ahead. He did walk 2 batters in the first, each of them came around to score, and a swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch makes it 0-2 to Carlisle. Carpenter delivers the 0-2, and that's flared foul. And so we'll do it again, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Taken outside, swing and a miss from Carlisle, and in the dirt, throw on to first in time. It looked like Carlisle was going to take that pitch and then sort of flailed at it, thinking it might skip away from Shively on the drop third strike, and was thrown out anyway, bringing up Mason Klipfel. Klipfel this season batting .174. But he does get on base 44% of the time and actually leads his team in walks this season at 11. Bouncing ball in front of the catcher Shively, but fielded in foul territory. The count now 0-2 to the Hidden Valley center fielder. The pitch. Swung on and missed on the high fastball. A couple of strikeouts for Carpenter to start the second. Back to the top of the order for Hidden Valley is Wiley Mendez. Hidden Valley leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Mendez, taken high and in, 1-0. That is hit in the air towards right. Frank going back underneath it and on the run makes the catch heading towards the foul line. A nice play out there and right will end the inning. The Mustangs go down in order, but they still lead 2-0 as we head to the third on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Top of the third inning, and it's Connor Shively, Hayden Hayes, and Mark Carpenter do up this inning for Henley as they trail Hidden Valley 2-0. First pitch to Shively, taken for strike one. Shively struck out in his first at-bat today, hoping for a change of fortunes. Here's the second pitch to Shively, curveball taken wide, 1-1. Hidden Valley and Henley softball doing battle today as well. The softball complex just over the right field fence. And right now, over there, it is the Hornets who lead 5-0. Shively sends one into the air to center field, but Cliff fell under it to make the catch for the first out. And that will bring up Aiden Hayes. Hayes hit a ground ball back towards Matthew in his first at-bat. It ricocheted off him, and he was thrown out by the shortstop. He takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Law, the catcher for Hidden Valley, also a freshman, the only freshman on the team. Sets up outside for the curveball, but it's taken away, 2-0. Was impressed by Logan Law, the Hidden Valley catcher, on Tuesday when he worked a decent inning against this Hidden Valley order. Hayes skies one out to center. Again, Klipfeld there to make the catch for the second out. That'll bring up Mark Carpenter, who walked in his first at-bat and was left stranded in the first inning. See what he can do with 2 outs and the bases empty in the top of the third, a game in which his team trails 2-0. The pitch. That one will miss inside to Carpenter. 1-0 to the Henley junior pitcher. Carpenter hits one behind home plate, out of play, foul. A little bit late on that Matthew fastball. It does have quite a bit of late life, especially his two-seamer has a lot of late life, and most of the break is right at the very end of the pitch, right as it gets to home plate. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball into left field, and a 2-out single for Mark Carpenter. A big turnaround first, but he'll get back safely to first base, and that'll bring up Owen Harper. Harper 0 for 1. He struck out in his first plate appearance today. And that pitch will come in and hit Harper pretty good. He's awarded first base for his efforts, and that'll bring up Max Price. Price this season is hitting .244 in the 6-hole for Henley. And trying to get the defensive positions right for Hidden Valley. They're telling Mauricio Mendez, the first baseman, to play behind the runner, and so he does. And here's the pitch to Price. It is hit right to the third baseman, Lewis, but he bobbles it. Can't make the play at third, but tosses across the diamond to first in time for the third out. One base hit for the Hornets. They leave 2 stranded, but can't get any on the board. They trail 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the third on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Two to nothing as we head to the bottom of the third here at Hidden Valley High School in Murphy, Oregon. It's the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex, main sponsor of most of Hidden Valley athletics, doing the baseball field, softball field's gotten turf. They've also redone the floor at the basketball facilities. They got a football scoreboard. Jokingly, the students here, as I once did when I was a student at Hidden Valley, Evergreen Federal Bank University, but they've certainly helped out the high school programs here for the Mustangs. And leading off for Hidden Valley will be Elijah Sauer as he steps in against Carpenter. The first pitch is going to be flared foul, 0-1. After allowing 2 runs to cross in the first, Carpenter retired the side of the second in order. Here's the 0-1. Pitch will miss outside, 1-1. Carpenter struck out 2 and got a fly out in the second. As for Sauer, He flew out in his first at-bat. The 1-1 will miss high and tight. 2-1 to the Hidden Valley Junior. Here's Carpenter with the 2-1. Hard ground ball, fair down the third base line. This could be extra bases. Zauer takes a big turnaround first and then decides better of it. A great job by Austin, the left fielder, to get the ball in quickly and limit that to just a single for Zauer, bringing up Jack Matthew. Matthew walked in his first at-bat, then Gillette would come in and run the bases for him. He would score a run. Carpenter now from the stretch. First pitch to Matthew, here it is. He's showing bunt, pops it up in front of the catcher, Shively, who makes the catch. Second bunt fly out in foul territory for Hidden Valley this game, but that's the first out here in the bottom of the third. Brings up Caden Kunert. He is 1 for 1 today. Back in the first inning, he singled in a run. Bats now with a runner aboard at first and 1 out in the bottom of the third. His team leads 2-0 over Henley. The pitch is in the turf. Shively keeps it in front of him, but clearly called a ball, 1-0. Shively sets up away from the lefty. Here's the pitch. It is a high chopping ball towards short. Hayes up with it. His only option is to go to first, but the speedy Kunert beats the throw. So that will put runners at first and second for Brock Lewis. Zauer advances to second. Kunert at first. Lewis is 1 for 1 today, singled in a run in the first inning. Carpenter from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It kicks away from Shively, and everybody's going to advance a station. Zauer to third, Kunert to second, and now a much different situation for Brock Lewis. Here's the pitch to Lewis, again in the dirt and again away from Shively. That will score a run, and Hidden Valley leads 3-0. 2 passed balls, uncharacteristic of the sophomore Shively behind the plate, but it led to a run for Hidden Valley, and now Kunert only 90 feet away himself. It's a 1-1 count to Lewis. That one misses, and again past Shively. This time he gets it to Carpenter in time. The tag applied, and he's out at the plate. Kunert tag trying to score. That's a huge out to get in this inning. He'll represent the second out. And now base is empty for Brock Lewis. And 2 outs. It's a 2-1 count to Lewis. Here's the pitch from Carpenter. Swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch had Lewis out in front. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Hidden Valley third baseman. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt. And now the count runs full. 3-2. Big pitch coming up from Carpenter. Not wanting to allow this inning to get any further away than it already has, so a run across. And a big breaking ball got Lewis frozen. Strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. Heading to the top of the fourth next is Henley trails Hidden Valley 3-0 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Top of the fourth inning between the Hornets and Hidden Valley. So far today for Hidden Valley, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. The Mustangs have left 2 runners on base. For Henley, no runs on 2 hits, no errors. They've left 6 runners on base in the game. And a line drive out to short is how we get things started for Lane Frank, and that is out number 1. That'll bring up Bo Pyle, who is 0 for 1 today, struck out in the second inning. Pyle battles off a curveball, fouled off, 0-1. Luke Austin waits on deck. It was 7-8-9 this inning for Henley. And again, Lane Frank, after 1 pitch, lined out to short. Here's the 0-1, fouled off again, 0-2, the count to Pyle. Pyle this season, not typically Pyle this season leading his team, rather, in strikeouts at the plate. He's behind in the count. A ball and 2 strikes, the left-hander Matthew. The pitch is again fought off, foul. Still 1-2 to Bo Pyle. Pyle, a junior this season for Henley in his second season at the varsity level. Here's the 1-2. That one's going to miss. Working back into this at-bat, now even at 2 apiece. Top of the 4th, and Henley trails Hidden Valley 3-0. Here's the pitch. Again, fouled off, 2-2. They have, again, I mentioned it earlier in the ball game, they have made Matthew throw quite a few pitches out there, more than you'd like to have thrown. Into the 5th inning. Exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, this will be his 75th pitch here, and it's going to miss inside. The count runs full for pitch 75 for Jack Matthew, with 1 away in the 4th. Here's the pitch from Matthew. Full count is going to be again fought off, foul. And that will keep Bo Pyle alive. The lefty from the windup misses high, and a 1-out walk puts Pyle on first for Luke Austin. Fourth walk issued of the day for Jack Matthew. Contrast that with 3 strikeouts on the day for him so far. Now he'll be forced to work out of the stretch to Luke Austin. Here's the pitch. Austin takes one wide, 1-0. Austin batting .471. Cooled off a touch heading into league play, or more coming back down to earth is what I'd call it. Here's the pitch. Taken low, 2-0. He entered league play batting .500. That was a couple of weeks ago. Now .471 after another 6 games, but still a great batting average. And now Hidden Valley pitching coach coming out to the mound. As after 2 straight balls to Luke Austin, I don't think that this is going to be a pitching change. But in the meantime, we will remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza locations for some of the best pizza in the Klamath Basin at 1919 Austin Street or 2226 Salek Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza is a proud supporter of high school sports. I know if you're here around Hidden Valley today and still listening to the game, appreciate you being here. If you're thinking about Abby's after the game, there is one on Highway 238 on your way out of town if you're looking to grab a bite before making the drive back to Klamath Falls. 2-0 the count to Luke Austin. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled back into the glove of the catcher Law. 2-1 to Austin. He walked in his first plate appearance back in the second inning, but was left stranded. Henley has left 6 base runners on this game, more than they did in the entirety of Tuesday's contest, where they left 4. Throw over to first, back safely is Pyle. Matthews set once more with the 2-1, the delivery home. A curveball that bends perfectly back into the zone, 2-2. Such a hard pitch to pick up out of the hands. It's a little bit of a higher release point by Matthew, but, I mean, just so much break on that pitch. Here's the 2-2 on the way to Austin. Fastball fouled off. Austin stays alive. Back in the box is Austin. Pitch number 83 on the game for Matthew on the way. A curveball that's lifted in the air behind first base. Over is the second baseman, Zauer, stumbles in the outfield, makes the catch, but then tagging from first to get to second is Bo Pyle. Now, that is heads-up base running there by Pyle to realize on an infield pop-up like that, the second baseman comes over. He's not in any position, especially after falling over, to make the throw. And so he advances into scoring position with 2 outs for Peyton Price. Peyton Price this season batting .372. Here's the first pitch to him. He pops one up behind the mound, playable for whoever takes it. And in fact, it is going to be Matthew who makes the catch for the... Oh, was Austin safe at first? I guess the second baseman dropped the ball. I thought there was an out made, but that will be the second out. Give Austin first base. And actually, Price will be the second out in the inning, bringing up Connor Shively. Shively takes ball 1. My mistake on that. From my angle, it had looked like Zauer made the catch. Here's the 1-0 on the way to Shively. Actually, he's going to step off before the throw is Matthew. Big at bat here for Shively, who knocked in 5 runs back on Tuesday. He represents the tying run here in the 4th. The pitch. Weak ground ball in front of the pitcher, Matthew. Fields it. His throw onto first will be in time. Again, 2 base runners stranded for the Hornets. Can't get any across. They trail 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. This is Henley Baseball. 104.960 Sports, mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
6, 7, 8 in the Hidden Valley order due up here in the bottom of the fourth, a game in which the Mustangs lead the Henley Hornets 3-0. It'll be Connor Graham, Mauricio Mendez, and Ethan Carlisle. Mark Carpenter still on the bump for Henley. Connor Graham ready to step in. I mentioned he was one of the better performers back on Tuesday for Hidden Valley, 3 for 3, a couple of runs, but so far today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch to Graham has him chasing out of the zone, 0-1, a swing and a miss on the curveball from Carpenter. Here's the 0-1. Fouled straight back, an elevated fastball, and Graham underneath it. 0-2. They count to the Hidden Valley right fielder, wearing number 11 and a senior for this Mustang squad. Reaches, flares one into right field. Good two-strike approach there from Graham. Nets him a single. And a leadoff base runner for the Mustangs brings up Mauricio Mendez. That was a curveball breaking away from the right-hander. Was probably out of the zone too, but you just throw the barrel of the bat towards the baseball, and good things tend to happen. Graham aboard at first with a single. And Mendez to bat now. He is 0 for 1 today with a ground out in the first. Here's the pitch. And that'll be a line drive into left field. Back-to-back singles for the Mustangs here in the fourth. Now Ethan Carlisle to bat. Carlisle 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Carlisle this season batting .407, the second leading hitter on this Mustang squad. Bats with nobody away and 2 runners on. His team already up 3-0 over Henley. A move over to second, and back safely is Graham. Close call, but was certainly safe. No question about that one, like there has been on other pickoff calls today. Here's the pitch home. Carlisle shows bunt and comes up empty. 0-1 the count to Carlisle, the Hidden Valley senior. Was the starting pitcher yesterday for Hidden Valley. Worked 5 2/3 innings, gave up 9 runs, but only 4 of them earned against him. Again, it was a few errors that netted Henley a lot of runs. And again, Carlisle comes up empty on the bunt attempt, 0-2. We'll see if he's still going for it or if he changes his approach with 2 strikes. And he likely will. I think that's the indication he was getting from Coach Spinner. Carpenter delivers the 0-2, and it's hit in the sky. Shallow center field. Price coming in to make the catch, and Graham will stay put at second, so 1 away in the bottom of the fourth. Brings up Mason Klipfel. Klipfel 0 for 1, struck out in the second inning this season. Klipfel batting .174. Again, I did mention he leads his team in walks this season and does have 6 RBI. He's showing bunt, a curveball, and he pulled back in time. 1-0 the count to Klipfel. Throwing the curveball against the bunt has, worked through the at-bat for Carlisle for Carpenter. See what he comes with here on the 1-0. Not showing bunt this time, swinging away, and coming up empty was Klipfel. A ball and a strike to the Hidden Valley center fielder, Klipfel. Another one of the seniors, the many seniors on this Hidden Valley roster. A ball and a strike to Klipfel. Carpenter checks his runner at second and delivers strike 2. Graham at second, Mendez at first. Each of those guys reached on singles earlier in the inning. Carpenter set with the 1-2. Shively set up away. Here's the pitch. Taken for ball 2. A fantastic take there by Klipfel. Looked like it might have caught the bottom part of the zone, but just missing. I think the right call, but 2-2 to Klipfel. Here's the pitch. Flared foul. You know, we've talked about the pitch count for Mark Carpenter's counterpart in Matthew. He's up in the 80s. Carpenter has done a decent job keeping the pitch count down. This will be his 63rd pitch of the contest. It's a 2-2 pitch to Clipfell. Here it is. Taken for ball 3, and the count runs full. On deck, Wiley Mendez for Hidden Valley. He represents the top of the order, does the Mustangs shortstop. The full count pitch. That is taken for strike 3, called, rung up, looking. It is Clipfell. Big second out there for Carpenter. And that still brings up the top of the order for Wiley Mendez. Graham at second. Mauricio Mendez at first. And 2 away in the bottom of the 4th, a game that Hidden Valley leads Henley 3-0. First pitch from Carpenter. Curveball, a nice one that finds the zone. 0-1. Started kind of in on the hands. The right-handed hitting Mendez broke right back across the plate and still had time to catch the zone. Carpenter comes set with the 0-1. Here it is. High fastball. Misses. 1-1. Wiley Mendez batting .370 this year. Tied for the team lead in RBI at 15. Here's the pitch. That is taken for strike 2. Curveball graces the outer third of the plate. A nice pitch there by Carpenter, dropped in a strike. Maybe an even better frame-up job by Shively behind the dish. Here's the 1-2 coming up to Wiley Mendez. Carpenter checks the runner at second first, now delivers. Elevated fastball misses. 2-2. Carpenter has been finding the zone with the breaking stuff this inning, but hasn't really got in there with the fastball all that much. Has missed high a few times in a row now. We'll see where he goes with the 2-2. Here it is. And that is a line drive towards short, over the head of Hayes and into the left center field gap. Rounding third and headed for home is Connor Graham. He will score. The throw to third to get Mendez, and he is out. And that will end the inning, but not before the Mustangs score a run on 3 base hits. They lead 4-0 as we head to the 5th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Back with you for the top of the 5th inning, a game that Henley trails Hidden Valley 4-0. It's the middle of the Hornets order as they try to get a rally started. Hayes, the first batter, sends a fly ball into left field, but Kunert on the run makes the grab for the first out. That'll bring up Mark Carpenter. He is 1 for 1 today, has reached base both times, though. He walked in the first and singled in the third. At this point, though, Henley, deeper we get into this game, the more you just want base runners. Carpenter takes the first strike. I mean, Henley, to be fair, has had quite a few base runners. As a matter of fact, they've left 8 stranded on base today. They haven't been able to push across a run. Big bending curveball taken away, a ball and a strike from Matthew. Of those 8 base runners that Henley has left out there today, 5 have been in scoring position, but Henley just unable to get any runs on the board thus far. Carpenter ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's Matthew with the pitch. And it's swung on and missed. Count is even now at 2. Outfield for Hidden Valley, understandably playing back. Carpenter, the team leader in home runs, but takes strike 3 called. Down looking for the second out this inning. That'll bring up Owen Harper. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third inning. Fouls off the first one he sees, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Hard ground ball into left field for a 2-out single. Owen Harper aboard. And that'll bring up Max Price. 0 for 2 today for Price. The Henley freshman hoping to get a 2-out rally started for the Hornets. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard into left field. Over is Kunert. Tough ball to play, and it is foul. Just bent out of fair territory in a long strike 1 to Max Price. Price this season for Henley, hitting .244. Here's the 0-1 pitch as Matthew comes set and moves over to first. Back safely there is Owen Harper. Matthew said once more. Harper a modest lead off of first, but the pitch goes home and hit foul. 0-2, they count to Price. Matthew gathers the sign there from Law. The 0-2 pitch, here it comes. It is taken, strike 3 called. A fastball right down the middle sends Price back to the dugout, and that will retire the side. Hornets get 1 base hit in the inning, but again, no runs as we head to the bottom of the 5th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Hornets trail the Mustangs 4-0.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's start here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Score as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Henley 0, Hidden Valley 4. Due up this half for the Mustangs. Elijah Zauer, Jack Matthew, and Caden Kunert. And it's still Mark Carpenter on the mound for Henley as we get things started in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the first pitch from Carpenter. A fastball that catches the upper portion of the zone, 0-1. Again, we've talked a little bit about Henley softball taking on Hidden Valley just over the right field fence at the softball complex. It's the top of the fourth inning over there, and Henley leads Hidden Valley 8-1 in the top of the fourth inning. Mustangs won 8-3 back on Tuesday in terms of softball. It's an 0-2 count. And a check swing, a good take there by Zauer, 1-2. Again, the score here on the baseball game is 4-0 Hidden Valley. Zauer today 1 for 2, a single in the third. He would score. He takes the 1-2 for called strike 3. That is the first out in the fifth. Six Ks for Carpenter today, bringing up Jack Matthew. Matthew is 0 for 1 today. He's walked and popped out in 2 at-bats. The first pitch is taken for a strike outside. Matthew did walk in the first. Like I mentioned, he had a courtesy runner come in, Gillette, who would score a run. Rips one into left field. That'll get down for a single, a one-out base knock for Matthew, brings up Caden Cooner. Cooner today 2 for 2. He singled in each the first and the third inning, and just as we saw back in the first for Matthew, it'll be Gillette who comes in to run for him at first. Cooner, the left-handed bat for the Mustangs. He bats .417 on the year. The pitch. That is in the turf. Shively keeps it in front of him, chucks down to second, but in safely is Gillette. Runner in scoring position and one away for Cooner. His team up 4-0 over Henley, the number 1 team in the state. Hidden Valley has snuck a few wins off good teams this season at this ballpark. Again, beat Scappoose, swept the Indians in 2 games before they started a series with Hidden Valley. Those wins against Scappoose, 7-4 and 5-4. You look at Scappoose, they're the number 2 team in the state. So Hidden Valley knows that this game is winnable. They don't feel like the lights are too bright for them, at least not right now. The 2-0 from Carpenter is going to miss inside. The count runs 3-0 to Caden Cooner. In between innings, we did see Henley Corbin Hamilton head to the bullpen. He's getting some warm-up tosses in. 3-0 the count. Elevated fastball out of the zone would have been ball 4. Instead is strike 1 to Coonert. And after he swings at that pitch, I think he knows he shouldn't. He sort of took a lap around home plate, walking around the umpire and the catcher, right back to the left-handed batter's box, ready for the 3-1. Here it is from Carpenter. It is lined foul. Look out. Ooh. Might have caught a vehicle in the parking lot over here, but now the count full. Carpenter, a nice job keeping his composure. The count's full, and first base is open with Gillette out there at second. Here's the pitch from Carpenter. That is swung on and missed. A nice circle change up there from Carpenter. That got Coonert swinging, brings up Brock Lewis. Lewis is 1 for 2 today. Singled in a run in the first and struck out in the third. Bats now with 2 outs and a runner at second. It's Gillette. Here's the first pitch to Lewis. Taking outside the breaking ball that runs away. 1-0 the count. Carpenter ready to deliver the 1-0. Here it is from the right-hander. That's a fastball. Catches the low and away quadrant of the zone. A ball and a strike to the Hidden Valley third baseman, Lewis. Carpenter checks the runner at second. It's Gillette and delivers home. An off-speed pitch in the turf, 2-1 to Lewis. On deck, Connor Graham. Hoping for an opportunity this inning, but again, 2 outs right now with Lewis ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's the pitch from Carpenter. It's a breaking ball that Lewis offers at and misses. 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on second. Bottom of the 5th inning, Hidden Valley leads Henley 4-0. Carpenter again checks the runner at second. Over there, the second baseman Pyle playing games out there. Carpenter fires in a fastball. Strike 3 called. Carpenter strikes out the side. Not in order, but he keeps things where they are with Hidden Valley leading 4-0 as we head to the 6th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Lane Frank stepping in to get things started for Henley as they trail 4-0 to Hidden Valley here as we get things started in the top of the 6th. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Mustangs. They've left 4 runners on base so far. For Henley, no runs on 3 hits, no errors. They've left 9 runners on base today. And it's a 1-1 count to Lane Frank at the plate. That pitch will miss. 2-1 to Frank. He is 1 for 2 today, a single in the second. He also flew out in the 4th. This season for Frank, batting .265. Here's the 2-1. Frank gets ahead of that one and grounds it foul down the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Henley right fielder. After Frank in the order, it's Bo Pyle, then Luke Austin. The lefty, Matthew, still on the mound for Hidden Valley. Fires in a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count runs full to Lane Frank. Matthew, a heavy workload in the game. This will be pitch 103 for the Hidden Valley junior. Here's the full count pitch. It is offered up and fouled off by Frank. I mentioned in the first inning when Henley, it started to become a trend that Matthew was throwing a lot of pitches. And I said, as the game gets late, you hope that the Hornets can start to see the ball a little bit better. This is where you start to expect that to happen in the 6th and 7th innings. That's when it happened on Tuesday, and Frank aboard on a leadoff walk. We'll see how long of a leash Matthew has as this game gets later. Again, it was the 6th inning on Tuesday where Henley was already leading 3-2, but then ballooned that lead to 9-2 in the 6th inning. See what they have cooking here as Bo Pyle steps in. First pitch to Pyle in the dirt. 1-0. Pyle today struck out in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. Pyle takes a pitch high. The catcher Law fires one down to first, but back safely is Frank. Frank has been top of mind on the base paths for Hidden Valley today. But just a modest lead, about 2.5 steps off of first base. Matthew comes set and delivers the 2-0. That'll miss outside. 3-0. Law held it there after receiving the pitch just for a second. Maybe again just trying to find out where it missed, but it was outside. The freshman Law trying to do a nice job, though, squaring that one up and framing it. Here's the 3-0 home. That's in the dirt, and back-to-back walks for Matthew. Puts the runner in scoring position for Henley, and that'll bring up Luke Austin. That'll also bring out Coach Justin Spinner for Hidden Valley out of the dugout. And again, after what we saw on Tuesday, just 2 walks could spark a change. And it looks like it will. See what kind of changes we have, as that will be the end of the day for Jack Matthew. He gets some claps from the Hidden Valley supporters today. He's pitched a pretty good game. Coming out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout, rather, is Gillette. And there's going to be some defensive changes to go along with this pitching change. We'll step aside and get you all the changes when we come back. This is Henley Baseball. The Hornets trail 4-0 to Hidden Valley on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Pitching change for the Mustangs here in the top of the 6th inning, a game in which they lead Henley 4-0. We'll get you the rest of the defensive changes after this, but we'll also give you a look at Elijah Zauer, who is coming in relief of the left-hander Jack Matthew. This season for Zauer, 15 2/3 innings pitched. This will be his 5th appearance this season. He is 3-1 on the mound this year and batting an ERA of 2.68 so far this season. His first task will be Luke Austin, who will bat with runners at second and first. Bo Pyle at first, Frank at second, and again Austin at the plate. Let's take an updated look around the diamond for Hidden Valley. It looks like Matthew has come in to replace Zauer at second. And he was pitching, so I believe that'll be the only substitution, is that the second baseman and the pitcher swap spots out there. The first pitch will miss. 1-0 to Austin, who has walked and reached on an error in the game. I believe we're also going to see Gillette check into right field. And that pitch will find the zone, 1-1. Gillette will replace who was in left field, and that would have been, in right field, that was Graham. Pitch misses in, 2-1. We'll make sure that everything lines up with what's on the offensive end in a moment. But again, around the diamond for you for Hidden Valley. Law behind the plate, Lewis at third, Mendez at short, Matthew at second, the other Mendez brother at first. In the outfield from left to right, Kunert, Klipfel, and Gillette. It's a 2-1 count to Austin. Here's the pitch. Check swing, but taken. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners aboard. Frank at second, Pyle at first. And Henley trailing 4-0. Prime opportunity for Henley to try to finally get in the scoring column. The 2-2. Taken in the dirt underneath the glove of Law behind the plate, and that will advance both runners into scoring position. Frank to third, Pyle to second. And it's a full count to Luke Austin. Big pitch coming up for the new reliever, Sauer. Here's the delivery. Off-speed pitch ripped into left field. Back is Kunert. He will make the catch, but tagging from third to score is Frank, and he will. Henley into the scoring column on a sacrifice fly by Luke Austin. They still trail 4-1. Staying put at second base was Bo Pyle, and that will bring up Peyton Price. Price today, 0 for 2. He walked in the first and has flown out twice. Runner in scoring position for him. Sauer set. Here's the pitch. Taken inside, 1-0. Again, out there at second is Pyle. Up next in the order is Connor Shively, but Price at the plate right now. Here's the pitch. That'll miss wide. 2-0, the count to Price. This season, Peyton Price, .372, 11 RBI on the season. The 2-0. That'll miss high, 3-0. Price can really wait for what he wants to here in a 3-0 count. He's going to take strike one. The pitch might have been a bit high for his liking. Still, though, has a pitch to work with, though, if he decides he wants to lock in on a certain part of the zone or maybe just one pitch to offer at. A nice hitter's count for the Henley leadoff hitter. 3-1. Here it is. And swung on and missed. The count runs full. 3-2. Every pitch carries more and more importance. You head deeper into a close ball game like this. It's a full count opportunity for Peyton Price. It's low and inside, and a walk puts Price aboard at first for Connor Shively. He represents the tying run at the plate. Still one away in the inning. And Shively, who's 0 for 3, might feel like he's due here. Again, a great day on Tuesday for Shively, where he went 1 for 4, but knocked in 5 runs. He takes a first pitch fastball down the middle for strike one. Shively has struck out, flown out, and grounded out today. Here's the 0-1. That's in the dirt, bounces past Law. And that will move Pyle to third, Price to second. And a 1-1 count to Connor Shively. Shively this season, batting .528, the team's leading hitter, and third on the squad in RBI with 16 this season. The 1-1. Shively offers up at it, sends one in the air to the right center field gap. That could get down, and a diving catch in center field by Cliffell. No, he came up empty. That's going to get down and score 2 runs. A huge blast by Connor Shively. An RBI double makes this one 4-3. It was a diving opportunity by Cliffell, but just past his outstretched glove and down for a double. 2 runs score, and just like that, the tying run is on base for the Hornets, and the dugout back into the ball game. That brings up Aiden Hayes. First pitch called a strike to Aiden Hayes. He's 0 for 3 today. He has grounded out once and flown out twice. Hayes on Tuesday was 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. Here's the 0-1 to the Henley shortstop. Flared foul. 0-2 the count to Hayes, who is batting .396 this year. On deck, Mark Carpenter. The delivery by Zauer. In the dirt and pass Law. To third is Shively. 90 feet away, the tying run for Henley. And a flurry of passed balls here in this inning has allowed runners to move up and come home. From the windup now, the right-handed throwing Zauer delivers to Hayes, who fouls off the 1-2 pitch. Still only one away for Henley in this sixth inning. Hayes this season, second on the team in RBI with 20 on the year. The 1-2. Misses high and tight. No, that actually hit Hayes on the sleeve. Puts runners at the corners for Mark Carpenter, the Henley cleanup hitter. Carpenter, the team leader in RBI this year with 29 on the season, batting .420. An extra base hit machine. 9 extra base hits this season. That's not counting his team-leading 5 home runs. The go-ahead run on first. And Carpenter at the plate. He's 1 for 2 today, has walked, singled, and struck out. As the catcher Law comes out behind the dish to give signs to his infield. Probably designating what to do if Hayes decides to steal second. Hayes this season on the base paths, 7 stolen bases. He takes off, swing and a miss at the plate, and they're not going to throw down. That puts Hayes in scoring position, the go-ahead run, after a swing and a miss by Carpenter at the plate. Still only 1 out in the top of the 6th. Henley trails 4-3 to Hidden Valley. Carpenter on Tuesday was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Behind in the count 0-1. Here's the pitch. Carpenter takes one in the dirt, bounces off the shin guard of the catcher Law and almost into the Hidden Valley dugout, but no one's moving. It's a 1-1 count. Henley fans pacing the area behind home plate. There's no bleachers here at Hidden Valley High School. Everyone is BYO seat, and some Henley folks not even sitting in their own chair that they brought right now. They know how much rides on this at bat, not only in this game, but when you look at the conference as well. The top 2 teams battling it out. The pitch to Carpenter in the dirt, 2-1. Carpenter settles back in. The Henley junior has come up in these moments this season, although maybe none as big as this one so far in the top of the 6th inning. Carpenter looks at strike 2. It looked like the changeup there from Zauer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now to the Henley third baseman. On deck is Owen Harper. Infield in for the Mustangs. They want to cut down the lead run, but another passed ball, breaking for the plate and scoring is Connor Shively. Tie game in the 6th. Go-ahead run 90 feet away as Hayes also advances, and that runs the count full to Carpenter. Full count. That one is going to miss high, and Carpenter aboard on a walk. And again, disaster strikes the Mustangs in the 6th inning, just as it did on Tuesday, and so far in a similar fashion. 5 unearned base runners for Henley in this inning, and a plethora of passed balls against Law. Let's see if I can count them up real quick. 4 pass balls this inning against Logan Law has allowed 4 Henley runs to score. And Owen Harper will bat after this meeting on the mound is concluded. The sun begins to set here in Murphy, just south of Grants Pass. You can see the shadows begin to fall over the infield. And no lights here at the Hidden Valley Baseball Complex. It's just about the only thing they're missing. But same thing was kind of happening back on Tuesday. The breeze also starts to roll in that is blowing pretty much right out to right center field as Owen Harper steps in. Harper today has struck out, been hit by a pitch, and singled. He singled last inning in the 5th. Carpenter aboard at first. At third, it's Aiden Hayes. The first pitch. Carpenter is stealing, but no one is going to be there to cover the bag. The Hidden Valley infield playing in to try to cut down the lead runner. This also takes away the double play opportunity, though, as Carpenter now stands at second. The go-ahead run at third for Owen Harper. Harper swings and misses at a changeup, and that was a great pitch for Harper to hit, frankly. There's no two ways about it. His eyes got big, and he stepped into it, but came up empty. It's a 1-1 count to Harper. The pitch. Harper swings and misses again, 1-2. Harper, a guy who's been battling a season slump all year, has come out of it a little bit in league play, but this is a big at-bat. 1-2. The pitch to Harper. Offered up at and missed. Strike 3 swinging. Down goes Harper to bring up Max Price. Tied up at 4. Henley has a runner at third. It's Hayes. Second, it's Carpenter and Max Price to bat. He struck out twice today and grounded out once. 0 for 3. The first pitch to Price. A breaking ball doesn't break enough. It's going to miss high, 1-0. The right-handed hitting freshman Price is going to take strike 1 on the inner third of the plate. A ball and a strike now to Max. Zauer trying to end the bleeding here for Hidden Valley, but a fly ball to left field. Going back is Coonard, and that will get down for a base hit. Hayes scores, Carpenter scores, and Max Price at second. A bases-clearing RBI double gives Henley a 6-4 lead in the top of the 6th inning. And just like that, this game has completely flipped over. Henley leads by 2. And that brings up Lane Frank. Frank walked and scored earlier in the inning. Takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Frank again, he started this inning with a leadoff walk. Ahead in the count here, 1-0. The pitch. That one will miss outside, 2-0. Henley has put on a masterclass in this inning. Couple of RBI doubles from Shively and Max Price. But it's also been helped out by, again, 4 passed balls this inning. The 2-0. Swung on and missed by Frank, now 2-1. Matthew holding the runner at second. Now the pitch. Frank flares one towards the Henley dugout. Look out. 2-2. Now again out of the stretch is Zauer. Coming set with the 2-2. Delivers to Frank. Breaking for third is the runner Price, and he is into third safely. Count runs full, 3-2. Six to 4 Henley lead. All their runs scored in this inning. Here's the 3-2. Flared foul again. Lined back. And the count remains full. On deck is Bo Pyle. The pitch home. That one will come in and hit Lane Frank. And he's aboard at first. Runners at the corners now for Bo Pyle. Pyle walked earlier this inning. He also walked in the fourth. He struck out in the second. And when given the opportunity in this spot, Henley has stolen second with Lane Frank over there now. He only has about a step lead. Now extends it to about a 2.5 step. See if he's on the move here. The pitch home. A ground ball towards first. Up with it is Mendez onto the bag to end the inning. But the Hornets played 6, and they take the lead on just 2 base hits in the inning. They lead 6-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
All right, for Hidden Valley, due up this inning, it's going to be Hunter Gillette, Mauricio Mendez, and Ethan Carlisle. As Henley scored 6 runs in the top half to take a 2-run lead. They lead 6-4. The first pitch to Gillette is going to be called a strike. Mark Carpenter still out there for Henley. Gillette lines one into the Henley dugout, foul. Look out. 0-2 the count to Gillette. Carpenter out of the stretch with the 0-2. Here's the pitch to Gillette, and got him swinging for the first out here in the 6th. Gillette, by the way, for what it's worth, came in for Connor Graham, who exits the game after going 1 for 2. Now Gillette starts his afternoon 0 for 1. This brings up Mauricio Mendez, who is 1 for 2 today with a ground out and a single, and he takes strike 1. Nine strikeouts for Carpenter today. After that last one from Gillette, the 0-2 offered at and missed, or pardon me, the 0-1 offered at and missed to make it 0-2. And Mendez has offered out of the zone twice now in this at-bat in the first 2 pitches. Carpenter. Here's the 0-2. That one will miss wide. Oh, got him looking. That pitch was perfectly placed on the outside. Umpire with a delayed strike 3 call. And down goes Mendez for Carlisle. That pitch looked maybe a touch outside, but that could have been the 2-seam action breaking at the very end to cover the plate. Here's Carlisle. First pitch to him. There's no doubt about that one. That misses in the turf for a ball. Carlisle 0 for 2 today, has struck out and flown out. And now even in the count, 1-1. That's popped foul. 1-2. The count to Carlisle. On deck, Mason Klipfel. Carpenter set with the 1-2. Here it is. It is going to be taken in the turf. 2-2. Now the count to Carlisle. A check in on Henley's softball. Hornets lead 10-2. Here's the pitch from Carpenter, and fouled straight back. This game, though, a bit of a different story. Henley trailing 4-0, heading into the top half of this inning earlier. But played at 6. Now they lead 6-4. Carpenter looking to get his bats back up. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Curveball swung at and missed. Carpenter strikes out the side in order, and emotion roaring from the Henley Jr. as he heads back to the dugout. His team leads 6-4, heading to the 7th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Well, we head to the top of the 7th inning, a game that Henley leads 6-4. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Henley this game, although they have left 11 runners on base in the contest. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Hidden Valley. They have left 4 runners on base this game. New pitcher coming in for the Mustangs. Looks like it's going to be Caden Cooner. He worked a little bit on Tuesday, only recorded 1 out. He did give up 2 runs, each of them earned, and walked 4 in what was on Tuesday a disastrous 6th inning for Hidden Valley. Today's was maybe even worse because they were leading heading into that inning and surrendered 6 more runs and also gave up the lead. Due up this half for Henley is Luke Austin, Peyton Price, and Connor Shively. That's 9, 1, and 2 in the Henley order. First pitch taken for strike 1. Today, Luke Austin has walked, reached on an error, and hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the 6th. Pitch there will miss wide, 1-1. Again, the sun setting behind the mountains behind us. It's why it's so dark out there on the field right now. 1-2 count after swing and a miss for Luke Austin. If you've been listening today on 104.3 and 960 Sports, invite you to always watch Henley baseball on mybasin.com. The free video feed is, well, it's free. 2-2 now the count to Luke Austin. I know plenty of folks been watching this back home in Klamath Falls. Appreciate you being with us wherever you might be in the state. Watching a top 15 matchup as Luke Austin takes ball 3 high. 3-2. Austin again has walked once today. Here's the pitch. Lined foul. Look out. Oh. Someone walking their dog back here almost just caught that foul ball. But we'll do it again, 3-2. The lefty Kunert delivers. He is going to, again, foul it off, Will Austin. Let's take a quick look at Kunert on the season for Hidden Valley. He hasn't worked all that much. Again, just 3 innings on the season. And an ERA of about 4, and that was mostly built the other day against Henley. His calling time at the plate was Austin. And he will take ball 4, a leadoff base runner for the Hornets. Brings up the top of the order, Peyton Price. Started the game this afternoon about 71 degrees, has cooled down to 65, and again the wind blowing just slightly out towards right center field. A pitch taken in the dirt, throw down to first, back safely is Austin. It's a 1-0 count to Peyton Price, the Henley center fielder. Today he has walked twice and flown out twice. 0 for 2 is Peyton Price, and ahead in the count here, 1-0. The pitch, nope, it's a move back over to first. Diving back is Austin. Curious to see if there's anything moving out there for Austin. He does have some wheels, but just a small lead out there for him. The pitch, again, Price showing bunt, pulls back in time. That pitch misses inside. 2-0 to Price. On deck, Connor Shively. Outfield playing a bit shaded in for Hidden Valley. The 2-0, again showing bunt was Price, and again pulling back in time to watch the outside fastball miss outside. 3-0. Here it comes. And that one will miss high. And on his walk to first, Peyton Price trying to pump up his dugout. Back-to-back walks to start the 7th for Henley. Brings up Connor Shively. Now Shively ripped a 2 RBI double in his last plate appearance. And one of the reasons why Henley finds themselves up, and we've got a meeting coming out to the mound. I don't think Kunert is that happy about it after walking the first 2 batters. He hung his head when he saw the coach coming out there for this conversation. Well, it's a perfect time for us to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and can assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union can help you reach your goals. Our home plate umpire heading out to the mound to try to quell the meeting out there, and so it breaks up. It was the whole Hidden Valley infield, and no changes for the Mustangs. That's to be expected. Kunert has only worked 2 batters deep and, well, has walked both of them to bring up Connor Shively. Check in on the Henley Hidden Valley softball game after this first pitch to Connor Shively. Looking in is Kunert, comes set, Shively showing bunt. Infield rotating in, the pitch will miss inside and kick off the glove of Law, and that will advance Price to second, Austin to third, and another pass ball. That is the 5th in, I guess, technically only 1 inning. And it allows both runners into scoring position with nobody out for Shively. The 1-0. That's taken high, 2-0. Again, Henley softball playing Hidden Valley today. And that game, a score update for you, 10-3 Henley. And they're in the top of the 6th. It's a 3-0 count to Shively. On deck, Aiden Hayes. The pitch. Another walk, a 4-pitch walk, loads the bases for Aiden Hayes. And Hidden Valley, again, just having trouble throwing strikes in the last parts of the game. Dating back to the start of the 6th inning, 7 walks surrendered by the Hidden Valley pitching staff, but strike 1 called against Hayes. And also 1 hit batsman, so really 8 free passes. The Hidden Valley infield playing in, force at any base. They're going to try to go home with it, understandable, trailing by 2. It's 6-4 Henley in the top of the 7th. Bases loaded, and the 0-1 misses high to Aiden Hayes. A ball and a strike. Hayes so far today has grounded out, flown out twice, and he was that hit batter in the 6th inning I mentioned a moment ago. The 1-1 misses low and in, 2-1. On deck, Mark Carpenter. Kunert delivers the 2-1. Hit in the air to right center field, and that is going to be caught in center field by Klipfel. A nice play there, and a sacrifice fly will score the runner from third, Austin. A good catch out there in center. I mentioned it for the first out. Everyone else stays put, and Henley leads now 7-4. Mark Carpenter bats with Shively at first, Price at second, and his team up by 3. Right-handed hitting Carpenter against the left-handed throwing Kunert. Here's the pitch. Carpenter takes ball 1 high off the glove of Law, and again, 2 runners into scoring position for Henley. That's just bitten the Mustangs so many times in the last portion of the game, just completely unforced passed balls that I don't believe, at least the best of my knowledge, count as errors in the book, although I could be wrong about that, but I mean really are errors in the literal sense of the word. It's a 1-0 count to Carpenter. 1 out in the 7th and 2 runners in scoring position. Infield still in for the Mustangs. Carpenter pops one in the air, out of play, foul, a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Fouled off. 1-2 to Carpenter. Has hit well with 2 strikes today, and he's also worked a couple of walks with 2 strikes, working the count full after being down. So a good 2-strike approach from the Henley Jr. See how he handles it. 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-2 count. The left-hander Kunert gets the sign from Law and delivers. Carpenter swings and misses, down on strikes for the 2nd out this inning. Owen Harper bats now. He's struck out twice, been hit by a pitch once, and singled once in the 5th. Harper first pitch swinging on a 2-seamer running away, 0-1. If you're looking ahead for Hidden Valley, it's 9-1-2 in their order to try to get a rally started in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Pitch misses high, 1-1 to Harper. On deck for Henley is Max Price. Here's the 1-1. Harper comes up empty, 1-2. Just hasn't been seeing the ball well in the last few games as Harper. See how he approaches the 1-2 count. Here it is. And check swing, but that's in the zone. Strike 3 called. Harper down on strikes, and that will end the inning. But the Hornets played 1. No base hits required, and they leave 2 stranded. They lead 7-4, heading to the bottom of the 7th, looking to close it out, and Carpenter going to grab the ball on the mound, looking for a complete game. We'll see if he can finish it off on the other side on 104.360 Sports and mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
And we're into the bottom of the seventh inning. Mark Carpenter looking for the complete game as due up for Hidden Valley. Mason Clipfell, Wiley Mendez, and Elijah Zauer. Henley Hornets lead by 3. They're up 7-4. And the first pitch from Carpenter is taken for a strike, 0-1. Carpenter today, 10 strikeouts. He's pitched great. The 0-1. Taken strike 2. A two-seamer started outside, broke back over the plate. The 0-2 is swung at and missed, and a strikeout to open up the bottom of the seventh. And for Carpenter, my oh my, this is 6 consecutive strikeouts for Carpenter dating back to the 5th inning. His next task is Wiley Mendez. He's yet to strike out today, but the first pitch will miss inside to him. 1-0. Mendez has walked. He would score in the first. He's also flown out and singled. Credit him with an RBI in the 4th inning. The 1-0 from Carpenter. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Mendez, the right-handed batter, awaits the pitch from Carpenter. The pitch is a curveball. Who pulled a string on him there, taken for strike 2. That just froze him up. Carpenter has been coming with really nothing but heat in the first 2 pitches of every at-bat. That time with a curveball. Here's the 1-2. And strike 3 looking. 7 consecutive strikeouts for Carpenter and 2 away in the 7th. Elijah Zauer, the last hope for the Mustangs. He's 1 for 3 today. He's flown out, struck out, and singled. When he singled in the 3rd, he scored a run. The first pitch to him is flared behind first base and will land foul out of play. 0-1. The count to Zauer. Shively sets out outside for Carpenter. The pitch is taken for ball 1. 1-1. On deck, hoping for an opportunity to keep the game going for Hidden Valley, Jack Matthew. It's a 1-1 count to Zauer with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Henley looking to hold on to a 3-run lead. A fly ball to center field. Price is under it and will make the catch. And the Henley Hornets storm back to win a game on the road, 7-4. We'll recap it for you on the other side. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video tonight on mybasin.com.
Introducing Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Final score today from Hidden Valley High School. The Hornets win 7-4, again powered by a huge sixth inning where they plated 6 runs and added one more in the 7th to claim victory. The winning pitcher today, Mark Carpenter, going the distance. 7 innings pitched, 7 hits against him, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned. He walked 2 and struck out 13 Hidden Valley batters today. We'll credit the loss on the mound to Jack Matthew today, who, well, actually, we'll give it to Elijah Zauer, who came in relief of Matthew. He worked 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs against him, 3 walks and 1 strikeout. Jack Matthew started the game and, for what it's worth, pitched fairly well. The one blemish would be the 6 walks allowed. Other than that, 4 hits, 2 runs, each of them earned, struck out 6. Caden Kunert came in relief to end the 7th inning. 1 inning pitched, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. A couple of notables today for Henley. Let's go ahead and highlight Connor Shively and Max Price, each coming up with 2 RBI doubles in that big 6th inning to help push Henley to victory today. For the Hornets, let's give them win number 16 on the season, a classification leading 16 wins. They're 16-1, 8-0 in conference play. Hidden Valley will fall to 10-5 overall, 4-2 in league play. What's up next for both of these teams? Well, we'll tell you, for Hidden Valley, they've got a date against Phoenix. That'll be on Saturday on the road at Culver Field, taking on the Pirates as the Mustangs look to right the ship. For Henley, they are off until Tuesday when they host the Phoenix Pirates, and then on Thursday they'll play Phoenix again before visiting Klamath Union the following Saturday. That's April 27th. The good news for Henley, is that they're staying in the Klamath Basin for the rest of the season. This is their last long road trip of Skyline Conference play. They're at home against Phoenix, playing at Kiger against KU, then they're at Mazama, then they wrap up the season at home with a Saturday doubleheader on May 4th against this Hidden Valley Mustangs team once more. Circle that date on your calendars because it'll certainly be be a good one. Once again, final score here, Henley 7, Hidden Valley 4. Want to thank everybody who worked with us on the broadcast today, both head coaches, Justin Spinner of Hidden Valley and Joe Tacchini of Henley, always giving us the starting lineups, and great to work with as well as we wrap up the broadcast tonight. Final score, one final time for you. Henley 7, Hidden Valley 4. This is Josh Eldridge saying so long from Hidden Valley High School.